I woke up to a notification that changed everything. Trade executed 127.83s. That's when I realized the AI I'd set up to trade with my money while I slept was actually working. And not just working, it was making more in a day than I sometimes made in a week at my regular job. What's up, everyone? Today I'm sharing something that sounds completely crazy, but I promise every word is true. 30 days ago, I decided to hand over $1,000 of my hard-earned money to an artificial intelligence and let it trade stocks and crypto without any human intervention. Complete autopilot. I know, sounds like the beginning of either a financial disaster or a sci-fi movie where robots take over the world, right? But hang with me, because what happened next might change how you think about money forever. So picture this. I'm sitting in my apartment scrolling through my sad bank account after paying rent. You know that feeling when you check your balance and think, is this really all I have to show for my work? Yeah, that one. I'd been trading stocks on my own for about a year, and let's just say Warren Buffett wasn't calling for advice. I was averaging maybe a 5% return when I was lucky. Most days I'd make emotional decisions, panic sell, or FOMO buy at the absolute worst times. It was like watching myself make the same mistakes over and over in slow motion. That's when I stumbled across this article about AI trading algorithms, not the fancy ones that hedge funds use, but new tools regular people could access. I thought, what do I have to lose? Besides, all my money. The first week was absolutely terrifying. I set everything up on a Sunday night, connected the AI to my trading account with strict loss limits, and went to bed feeling like I'd just handed my car keys to a toddler. When I woke up, the AI had already made 3 trades while I was sleeping. 2 winners, 1 small loss. Net profit, 31.42ers. Not life-changing money, but here's the crazy part. I didn't have to do anything. No research, no staring at charts until my eyes bled, no emotional panic selling. The AI was analyzing patterns across thousands of stocks in milliseconds, spotting opportunities I would have completely missed. But wait, before you think this is all sunshine and rainbows, day 4 nearly gave me a heart attack. I checked my account to find the AI had lost $78 in a single trade. My finger hovered over the disable button, but something told me to stick with the experiment. Good thing I did, because the very next day, the algorithm made $143 on a semiconductor stock I'd never even heard of. By the end of week 1, my $1,000 had grown to $1,126. That's over 12% in 7 days. And the best part? I spent maybe 10 minutes a day just checking in. The rest of the time, I was living my life while my money was working for me. And just wait until you hear what happened in week 2. But before I get to that, if you're finding this interesting, smash that like button and subscribe. I've got so much more to share about this crazy experiment. Now, week 2 is where things got wild. The AI started to show patterns. It wasn't just randomly picking stocks. It had this weird preference for making trades at 10:30 a.m. and 2:45 p.m. I later learned these are often high liquidity times in the market. The algorithm had figured out something it took professional traders years to understand. One morning, I woke up to see it had bought shares in this tiny renewable energy company right before they announced a major contract. The stock jumped 17% in hours. When I checked the news, the announcement had come out at 9:30 a.m. Somehow, the AI had detected unusual pattern changes minutes before and positioned perfectly. It felt like having a financial superpower, or like being a kid again and finding the cheat codes to your favorite video game. Was this even fair? By day 14, my $1,000 had turned into $1,298. Almost 30% returns in 2 weeks. I found myself checking my phone less, worrying about money less, and even sleeping better. The AI was doing all the stressful parts of trading while I just watched the results. Now, you're probably wondering, what's the catch? There's always a catch, right? Well, here it is. Week 3 brought some serious reality checks. The market took a sudden dive when the Fed announced unexpected interest rate concerns. My portfolio dropped by $112 in a single day. My stomach sank. Was the honeymoon over? Had I been foolish to trust an algorithm with my money? But here's where it got interesting. While I would have panic sold everything, the AI stayed completely calm because, well, it's not human. It doesn't feel fear. It just follows its programming and the patterns it identifies. Instead of selling at the bottom, it actually bought more of certain stocks during the dip. 3 days later, when the market rebounded, those exact purchases were up 9%. It had turned the market crash into an opportunity. That was the moment I realized the AI's biggest advantage wasn't its processing power or analysis skills. It was the complete absence of emotion. No fear, no greed, no ego. Just pure, logical decision-making based on data. By the way, if you think this sounds impressive, just wait until you hear about the tool I discovered in week 4. It completely changed my approach to not just trading, but how I think about money in general. More on that in just a minute. So by the end of week 3, despite that scary dip, my account had recovered to $1,365. The AI had turned my $1,000 into nearly $1,400 in 21 days. That's a 36.5% return in 3 weeks. To put that in perspective, the stock market historically returns about 10% per year. This was more than 3 times that, in less than a month. The most mind-blowing trade happened on day 26. The AI invested in this small tech company right before a major product announcement that sent the stock up 22% in hours. When I asked why, the explanation floored me. It had detected unusual options activity, increased trading volume, and positive sentiment shifts across specialized forums, all pointing to something big about to happen. No human could process all those data points simultaneously. It was like watching a chess grandmaster play against an amateur. They're just seeing the board on a completely different level. By day 30, the final tally was in. My $1,000 had grown to $1,587. That's nearly 60% returns in 1 month. If that doesn't sound impressive, think about it this way. If those returns continued, which isn't guaranteed, of course, that would be over 700% annually, turning $10,000 into over $70,000. Or $100,000 into over $700,000. Now, I'm not saying everyone will get these exact results. Markets change, conditions vary, and past performance doesn't guarantee future results. But here's what I learned that anyone can apply. First, our emotions are often our worst enemies when it comes to money. Fear and greed can destroy even the best investment plans. Having a system that removes emotion from the equation is incredibly powerful. Second, consistency beats intensity. The AI wasn't making huge, risky bets. It was making small, smart moves consistently, day after day. That compounding effect is where the real magic happens. Third, information is everything in today's markets. We're competing with institutions that process massive amounts of data in milliseconds. Having AI tools that can sift through that noise and find signals gives regular people a fighting chance. So what now? I'm expanding the experiment. I've increased my investment to $5,000, and I'm tracking everything meticulously. And yes, I'll be sharing all the results with you right here on this channel. Here's the thing. We're living through a revolution that's democratizing finance. The tools that were once only available to billion-dollar hedge funds are now accessible to anyone with a smartphone. You don't need an economics degree or a Wall Street connection. You just need to know where to look and be willing to try something new. If you're interested in trying this yourself, start small. Do your research on AI trading tools. Set strict limits on what you're willing to risk. And always remember that no investment is guaranteed. That's the real opportunity here. Not just making money, but buying back your time and peace of mind. So here's my challenge to you. Consider what financial tasks are stealing your time and mental energy. Research if there's an AI tool that could help. Start small, stay cautious, but be open to the possibilities. The future of personal finance is not just automated, it's intelligent in ways we're just beginning to understand. If this video helped you think differently about AI and money, smash that like button and subscribe for more experiments like this one. I'll be documenting everything and sharing all the insights I gain along the way. Remember, the biggest risk is not trying something new. It's staying stuck in old patterns while the world changes around you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.